Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the Classy Podcast. I am your host, Mary Sturgill. Remember, this is the podcast that's brought to you through a partnership between the Hill Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and the Communication Studies Department here on Furman University campus. And today we are celebrating Global Entrepreneurship Week. And today we're talking about something that many of you probably like, breast, but more specifically bras. We have Erin Mehagan here, who is the founder of Livie Lou Laine. How did this come about? There's a gazillion bras on the market. So how did you say, I have a bra that really works? How did you come up with this?
It really all started from a personal need and an inability to find a solution to my problem. And I classify myself as a reluctant entrepreneur. I didn't really set out, knowing that I wanted to design intimate wear or start a company. I really couldn't solve a problem I had and came to really believe that this product should exist. After 3 pregnancies and multiple years of nursing, like many women, I experienced breast tissue volume loss, and my bras and clothes no longer fit like they used to. And all my years of nursing, I always joked with my husband that the money we were saving on formula was going straight to my boob job afterwards.
Right.
And I did meet with a plastic surgeon, and he was fantastic. But ultimately, I couldn't go through with it. I think surgery can be a great decision for some women, but it just wasn't the right decision for me. And so then I started to evaluate what my other options were. And I really tried to commit myself to positive thinking. Just be proud of my new body. It kept 3 humans fed for their first year. Yes, and it totally did. And I am super proud and amazed at what a woman's body can do. But I couldn't shake the feeling. And I just wanted to fill out my bras and clothes like I used to. And I was really frustrated with how self-conscious I was and how much time I spent worried about it and how it impacted my day and my confidence through all different areas of my life. And it was really frustrating. And so when I didn't know what to do, I kind of was trying to navigate and try to figure out just some stop gaps, just to get me through until I really decided or built up the courage to go have surgery. And so I bought kind of what you would put into prom dresses or wedding dresses if you didn't want to wear a bra. And I put them into my old bras just so I could fill them out. And so I did that for a while, but I was always nervous that it would shift or move around.
Oh, right. That brings to mind that famous, I think it was Will and Grace, where Grace had the water bra on.
Yes.
Yeah, and so some catastrophe like that could happen, yeah.
And it 100% did. And when I was walking out of Target one day, I noticed one of the pads that I'd put in my bra was sticking out of my tank top. And I had no idea how long it had been like that, and I was completely mortified. So then I started stitching them into my bra, just hand stitching them, Frankenstein. And it looked terrible, but it was the only thing that I knew what to do. And then one day it just hit me like a real honest to God flash that I just saw everything. I saw all of the products that we could create. I saw the design and how simple it was. And I remember I grabbed, one of these horribly stitched together bras and I shook it in front of my husband's face. I was like, this should exist. Something like this should exist. We should be able to, slip something into our bra. There should be a pocket that should be easy, and we shouldn't have to worry about this. And it should be quick and simple, and we can get dressed and move about our day and feel like we did before, or just feel like the way we want to.
Yeah, exactly. I love this. So you shook the bra in front of your husband's face and said, this has to happen. What happened next?
Yeah, he said, you think back at all these like critical moments in your journey, and that was one of them, because he just looked at me and he said, I love it, do it. There was no, why don't you do some research, put together a business plan, let's check out our options. He was just full on 150% behind me.
Supportive husband.
I love it, do it, was what he said. And so that, naturally my search to solve my problem provided a lot of market research for me, and really identified a gap in the marketplace, because there are, like you said, there's hundreds of bras on the market, but all of them fit to the size that you are. there's none of them that allow you to add volume if you are unhappy with the size or shape of your breasts. And so really, the only option for women, if you are unhappy with your size or your shape, is plastic surgery.
Right.
And so
which is expensive, painful. Going under anesthesia is so dangerous for a lot of people.
It is. It's drastic.
Honestly, when every time you go into a surgery, no matter what kind of surgery it is a trauma that you are having done to your body.
100%. And that it did not feel like the right choice for me.
Yeah.
And so I was frustrated that I felt like that was my only choice.
Yeah.
And so throughout, what I really want with Livie Lou Laine is just to provide women with another option. If surgery is the right choice for you, you should absolutely do that. If embracing the body you have is what makes you feel awesome, I'm so proud of you. You should absolutely do that. But if you fall somewhere in the middle, maybe this is something that could help you build a little confidence, or make you feel good about yourself.
So your husband said go for it, and you've already done a lot of market research. How in the world did you find like manufacturers, and what was that process like for you? Because it's not like every clothing manufacturer can just all of a sudden make bras, right?
Yeah. And I don't have any design experience. I don't have any manufacturing background. I'm coming as green could be to all of this. And I look back now and laugh, because I naively thought that coming up with the idea was going to be the hardest part.
Right.
That's why that's why more people don't start businesses or create a product, is because they just haven't found the idea. Once you have the idea, then everything just rocks and rolls and goes. Boy.
So you learned.
Learned real quick.
Yeah.
And I also learned that I have an incredible learning curve when it comes to all this. But underwire bras are incredibly difficult to make, and so I pretty much picked a really difficult product right out the gate to start with. Underwire bras require special manufacturing equipment. There's a lot of different parts to them. So how it was explained to me was that a pair of jeans has 8 different components to it, between the seam and the zipper and the pocket. And an underwire bra can have anywhere between 34 and 36.
Oh, wow. Who knew?
Right.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, no.
And so I found 3 different companies in the U.S. that kind of work with small fashion brands starting out. Because when you're a small fashion brand, the high minimum order quantities is really what handicaps a brand from getting off the ground, because you have to have these huge orders before you really understand if there's product market fit, or where's your audience, will this work? And one company said, this is a cool idea, good luck. And another company in California said, we have done one underwire project and we will never do one again, because it was so complicated. And there was one company in Minnesota that was willing to take on my project. They didn't necessarily have the specific skill sets, but they were willing to try. And so I really appreciated them willing to give it a go and try to help me out. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good fit, and so I wasted about 1.5 years and a lot of money, and we just could never get to a prototype that I was happy with. And they just didn't have the, intimate is a very specific skill set.
It is.
And you need somebody with that kind of background. And so we had to part ways. And then I found a woman who spent her career in intimates, who then stepped out on her own to start her own kind of boutique agency, helping small brands in intimates and swimwear. And so she was really the one that could take my idea and create a tech pack, which is what the manufacturer needs. So much like a contractor that's going to build a house needs a plan from an architect, a manufacturer needs a tech pack to create the product that they're making.
Okay, so what year was it that you got the tech pack?
So I probably got the tech pack in maybe 2019. So I first started down this road in 2016. And so I probably got my tech pack maybe in 2019, and then we were able to, and the designer I was working with had a relationship with the manufacturer, so she managed that part as well, which was really helpful. And then we went into production. And it was really ironic that I was frustrated that it took so long, but when we sent our check to the manufacturer, we're in production,
Right.
super exciting moment, was the first day of school for my youngest.
Yes.
And so I was like, this timing is perfect. We're in production. This is great. And then COVID.
Right. So you're right in the middle of launching.
Yep.
Stores are closing down. You have no place to sell these bras because everything's closed. What did you do?
Traditionally, underwire bras have been really terrible, and
Right.
and a lot of women have
Uncomfortable, yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's digging and poking, and many women have an aversion to them, and so trying to get women to try again, for an underwire bra one more time.
Yeah.
We've made lots of improvements to it by adding extra padding around the wire, extra fabric here and there, to make it really, really comfortable. To getting women to try it, and then they're working from home, no one's leaving their house too.
Right.
So it was a challenge, and then I'm trying to homeschool my kids because school's closed. So there was lots of challenges.
So what in the world did you do? You have a website, of course,
Yes,
but
yes.
how did you kind of turn that around right in the middle of the pandemic?
I mean, we just did the best that we could, and it was, a lot of, trial and error and learning. And I kind of look at, when we launched this January of 2021 is sort of our beta test. Like, let's get it out into the market. Let's. I want to get as much feedback as I possibly can from women on what they love about it, what they would like to see changed. Any additional ideas that they have for products. In the future. I really just wanted to do a temperature check on where women's desires were, how this product could help or what improvements we could make to it in the future.
That was actually probably pretty good timing because many of us were going back to work in 21.
Yes.
So at least part-time in the office and part-time at home, or many of us full-time in the office. So how did that work?
It was great, and our feedback was phenomenal. A lot of women were shocked at how comfortable it was, and we just got some really good feedback about not only how comfortable it was and how they liked how the bra felt, but how it made them feel, and how they, we'd have, one customer was a self-described 60-year-old, physically fit, woman who wasn't self-conscious, but really just kind of resigned herself to jockey bralette. She's like, I haven't felt sexy in a bra in decades.
Oh, wow.
And so it just
Yeah.
things like that, and women who, I nursed for 7 years, and now I never thought I would like my breasts again, and just, all the feedback and the comments, and we have a terrific customer return rate, and so that's really meaningful.
Yeah.
That's really meaningful.
Yeah. So let's talk about the bra itself. So
Yes.
for those of you who are listening to the podcast, go to our YouTube channel right now, and this way you'll be able to see the product because we're going to do a demonstration, and I know it's not conducive to podcasting, but we're going to do it anyway. So go to our YouTube channel. Luckily, we have the YouTube channel. Okay, so these bras have pockets.
Yes, so it's a simple internal pocket, and this is really key to all of our designs because it's what's going to hold the insert securely, so you don't have to worry about it shifting, moving
Sliding out
around,
under your tank
or
top.
sliding out. It doesn't matter. It will, but it's also really easy because the fabric is super stretchy, so it's really easy to pull it in and out. We all have had the experience, whether it's with your sports bra or a bathing suit, where that little pocket in the little pads inside, get all bunched up, and you're trying to fight with it, and
Or they actually turn sideways, and so you end up having a pad that looks
Yes.
like this.
So these are the inserts, and they're filled with a water and oil filled mixture. So it's a very natural feel and look to it, and it's also really lightweight because I didn't want anything. We don't want any added weight.
You don't want to add any added
No,
weight, right.
and it really is just to add shape and volume.
Yeah.
And so it can, if you are unhappy with your size or shape, this can help, correct that, or it can help replace any tissue loss you've experienced from pregnancy or nursing or weight fluctuation, even just hormonal changes as women age, or change their.
So the way that I'm feeling this right now, guys, is that the mixture is in the lower part. What if someone has loss in the upper part? Can you just switch that around?
You could, you
Yeah.
could and try to see what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Lots of times you can pull your existing tissue up and it'll kind of sit on top of the insert, and so your bra
then
will
it
be
gives
fuller.
you that fuller look.
The fuller
Okay,
look.
gotcha,
Yes, because
okay.
it's the gapping that is really
Right,
awful.
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the inserts come in 3 different sizes. There's a level 1, 2, and 3. So women can choose based on their volume preference or personal tissue loss experience.
Okay. And we slide these out when we wash.
Yep.
So we
wash
don't
them just on delicate cycle and lay them flat to dry, just like you would your other intimates and what you would do for your
Excellent.
bra,
So let's show everybody. I think Kayla's in the proper thing.
Yeah. And this is also optional. You know, some women, some customers that we have, they wear them all the time. Some will just wear them for certain outfits, and some don't wear them at all. And they just like the bra and the way the bra feels.
And then you have a pocket here that you could put your money in.
It's your secret.
Multi-use, your secret stash. Yeah,
your secret stash.
I love that. All right. So what colors do they come in now?
So right now we just have the pink and black, and we have 11 different sizes from 32B all the way to 38C. But the next step is we get a lot of requests for like a beige or a nude color, and so that will be our next color along with an expanded size offering. You know, we've been self-funded so far, and so that limited our first production run in our sizing that we could offer. So
let's talk about funding a little bit, because you've been self-funded up to this point. How, and I know when you probably went to people and said, I have a bra product that I want to put out there, and they're like, well, Erin, there's a gazillion bras out there. How's this one different? How has that been for you as far as seeking funding?
Yeah, we're just getting to the point now where we're going to start approaching angel investors and look towards accelerators and more pitch competitions. So we're in the very early seed round for investors. So that's our first step. That's going to be our first toe in the water. And so we're getting everything, all of our ducks in a row, so that we can, when we make the initial outreach, I'll have everything in place.
Doing your due diligence, as they say.
That's right.
So speaking of pitch competitions, Erin won the pitch competition at Greenville Starts. And for those of you who listen to our podcast regularly, you know that Greenville Starts is this 8-week program that the Hill Institute hosts here at Furman, and with our partnerships with the City of Greenville and other partners, that really help entrepreneurs get their business, no matter what level of business it is, whether they're a complete startup, kind of like Erin was, kind of in that startup process like she was, or completely, maybe you just have an idea. Or maybe you've been in business for 10 years and you just want to, take your business to the next level. That program is built for all of those types of entrepreneurs. And at the end of the program, after you meet lots of people, you talk about all of the things that new startups need to talk about, including funding. There's a competition, a pitch competition, which Erin won. Tell us about that, Erin.
Yes, that was incredibly exciting. And Greenville Starts it's a truly terrific program. And I joke, my husband and I talk about it all the time about how, there should be like a Livie Lou Laine before Greenville Starts and a Livie Lou Laine after Greenville Starts, like a BC and an AD. It was really that transformational for me. Just the foundational support and what I needed to do to have the business in place, all the things that you don't know that you need, and the connections and the resources that they provided. It was invaluable. And part of the experience was the pitch competition, which was really fun.
So you won, I believe it was $5,000. So there are 3 opportunities to win. So they have this pitch competition event at the end of the 8 weeks, and we have judges. So the judges picked you as the overall winner, and you received $5,000. And then there's people in the tech spot, I think, and then also the fan favorite. So 3 opportunities to win something, and you're not necessarily like Erin, you weren't competing against the tech companies.
Correct, which is nice. Yeah, that's great, because I was in the product and service category, which is much more, those are the companies that you can compare and have some sort of way to evaluate them versus in a tech, and then there's the tech live pitch as well, along with the fan favorite, crowd favorite.
So what did you do with the money?
We put it towards a production. So we're adding to, we really want to expand our product portfolio to provide women with more options and more colors and more sizes. So that's what we put the money towards.
So the immediate thing for the future is the nude color bras. What is your vision for the company?
Yeah, I see so many products that this design can carry forward with, along with all different styles of bras, whether it's an underwire, wireless, bralette. There's got to be a strapless bra.
Bathing suits, yeah.
We get a lot of requests for bathing suits too. So bathing suits are on our product roadmap too, and in that we'll do an insert for swimwear that's lightweight, water resistant, but still adds natural volume and shape too. So that's all part of our product roadmap moving forward, which is really exciting.
And all of this came to you in a flash, in a vision.
Flash, I promise you, it was the strangest thing that I saw it all, and I see it. Yes, we're providing these products that I think can truly make an impact on a woman's confidence, but I really see the brand as I want it to be somewhat of a way to empower women to make the best decision that they can for themselves. Because I really feel that when we give women more options, they have the opportunity to do that. They can make the best choices that they can for themselves. Right. And so I will never be another voice in the marketplace telling a woman how she should look or what she should buy because she's not good enough the way she is. I have 3 girls. I'm very sensitive to that message. But what I do want to tell women is that they can look however they want, but let it be your choice. I want you to feel free and empowered to make whatever decision you can about your body and have the resources and products and information to do that.
Yeah. I love that message. Back when I was in broadcasting, we, of course, had consultants that worked with our stations. And one of the things that one of our consultants used to say to me is, Mary, make sure that you feel like $1 million every time you go out there on set. Because when you feel better, you do better, right? And that's not true just for broadcasting if you're in front of the camera. That's true for daily life. And that starts with the foundation, which is, of course, the bra.
You're right. And it's so true. And that's actually, I love that how you said that, because we are not about looking a certain way. It's about how you feel about yourself and how you feel, because how it feels when you feel like you look good. You stand a little taller, you have a little, swag to your step, and you're confident in your skills and abilities. And then, 100%. Conversely, when you don't feel good about yourselves, we all know how that feels too. And you start second guessing yourselves, and you may not speak up in a meeting, or you might not voice, how you feel about something, because you're just in this spiral and you get into your head of negativity. And, that's what I want to prevent and avoid. And if I can help women from avoiding that negative body image spiral that I was in, that's my goal, and that's what makes this all worth it.
And at some point in our life, every single woman has experienced that at some point in our lives. Whether we were, a tween or a teen or whatever the case may be, at some point we've all experienced that. And we know that feeling.
Right. The insecurities are very real, and it's different for everybody.
It is. Yeah.
And it doesn't. One person's insecurity is cannot be compared to another's, and so it's just about giving women that feeling of confidence and feeling like they feel good in their body and feel good in their clothes.
The product is amazing, but I think that's why you won right there. It's because of that message that all of us women need to be reminded of, quite frankly, sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, if we can become not only this place for a solution, but a community where women can come together and feel free to be vulnerable and talk about insecurities, or connect with women who are feel the same or in the same seasons of life, or that would be incredible for us as well.
Yeah. So really, you're creating a community too. As well.
Yes, I would love that. That's a huge dream of mine, is to connect. Because I feel, when you connect with people, that is really empowering as well, to know that you're not alone and you're not, that other people are feeling this way.
Yeah. I want you to give a piece of advice that you wish someone had told you when you first started out on this journey.
I would say, if I could talk to 2016 Erin, I would say to seek out the community, seek out other entrepreneurs, seek out other people who are trying to build a business, who have already built a business, or connect with resources that are available. You know, I foolishly didn't know of all of the resources in Greenville that were available to help, and I spent a lot of time just sort of banging my head against the wall, not knowing what to do and where to go.
Yeah.
And that was where Greenville Starts was so transformational for me, not only in providing me information and resources as far as how to build and grow my company, but also connecting me with other entrepreneurs. And there's no one else that understands the struggle and the fears and the doubts and the pressure that you feel as a founder, unless you are a founder.
Right.
And so that's what was so cool about Greenville Starts, is I felt like no matter where we were in our journeys, we all understood what we were going through. And there's a sense of connection and community in that is so valuable, to know that you're not alone in this, you know, and there are people that you can reach out to, and there's people that, you know, can help you along the way, or build you up, or, you know, that was awesome for me.
Or I know in our cohort, you're having a certain problem with something, and you're like, I need somebody else's brain on this for a second. Let me call one of my cohorts and see if they've had this issue and what they're doing. And they answer their phones, and you have that discussion, and you have that support network.
Absolutely.
It's hugely important.
It was, you know, I think Greenville Starts had this really neat, created this kind of atmosphere where we all felt really comfortable being vulnerable, so we could ask any questions that we wanted to, and we didn't feel like, I should already know this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. You know, it was really cool for us to just, you know, I don't know what I'm doing here. Who else has faced this problem, and how did you overcome it?
Right. Well, Erin, thank you so much. This is so much fun to talk to you, and I love the product. So tell everyone where they can go to get the product or to find out more about what's coming up soon.
Yes, you can visit our website at livieloulaine.com, or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest.
There you go. Again, Erin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Guys, just remember that if you or someone you know is in the position or has an idea of a venture that they would like to take, that Greenville Starts is a great place to get started with that. The cohort for the fall, of course, is running right now, but they are taking names for the spring cohort. So just Google Greenville Starts and Furman, and it should be the very first thing that pops up there for you. And or just give the Hill Institute a call and say, hey, I want to be in and on Greenville Starts, and we'll get you on the list so that you can really have like Erin had, the before and after of your business. Yes. So that does it for this episode of the Class C podcast. Remember, folks, this podcast is brought to you through a partnership between the Hill Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and the Communication Studies Department here at Furman University. Remember, you can get us two ways now. So again, if you need to see what we're talking about, then go to YouTube and you can check us out there on our YouTube channel. But of course, we're still available wherever you listen to your podcast. This podcast is produced by student producers Kayla Patterson and Eliza Polich, this is a true example of the Furman advantage, because our producers do the research, they do the rundowns, and they edit these entire podcasts together for both our YouTube channel and the podcast itself for wherever you get your podcasts. So a true example of the Furman advantage. So we appreciate our producers so much. And of course, we appreciate all of you, our listeners. Until next time, everybody, dream big.